Did you know that within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, they have formed the first impression about you? Their brain has already decided how competent you are, how senior you feel, and whether or not they should take you seriously. 7 seconds. Before you finish saying your name, before you open your laptop, or you even get to your first sentence, they have already created their first impression about you. And believe you me, this has nothing to do with your actual skills. It's about how you look and how you sound. Now, I'm not talking about just the looks here. When you look young, ouch, those 7 seconds truly and truly work against you. People don't mean to judge you, but their brain quietly goes, young face, probably junior, nice energy, maybe not experienced enough. Now, suddenly, you're starting the conversations 10 steps behind. Poor you, without doing anything wrong. And once those judgments are made, the brain becomes so lazy it looks for proof that it was right. It's called confirmation bias. So if someone thought that looks young, every interruption that follows, every extra explanation that you have to give, and every time they talk over you, it's not random. It's their brain trying to be right. Not everyone says it aloud, but you feel it. You feel it when people explain basic things that you already know. If someone else repeats your idea but gets the credit. When your confidence is mistaken for enthusiasm, not authority. Prachi is one such person. Prachi is a 26-year-old leading a team of 12, and most people in her team are at least 20 years older to her. She connected with me and was terrified. We worked together for a month and it helped her so much that she was after me, Sarika, please do an episode, share some of what has really helped me. I'm sure there are more people out there. So if you have felt this ever, if you're young like Prachi or you look young, but you have to lead a team of maybe academics or managers 20 years older to you, trust me, you don't want to miss this episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to Communicate 101, India's favorite podcast for speaking and writing with clarity, confidence, and just a tiny bit of sass. I'm your host Sarika Singh, and today we're talking about something that's painfully personal. What's the pain? Why is it painful? Hold your horses, I'm pouring it all right here, right now. There's something that I hear all the time. Sarika, you look so young. Some of you might think it's a compliment. Actually, sometimes it is a compliment. But then when someone says, Sarika, you look so young, how do people take you seriously as a coach? Now, that is when I wonder if I should really want that compliment. But let me be brutally honest with you. I don't just look young. I look just about 2 decades younger than I actually am. I think it's the genes. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I hope you're seeing me from heavens. I've had people ask me if I'm a college intern while I'm standing there, laptop open, about to train their senior leadership team. Once a participant walked into my workshop, looked around me, and said, Beta, the trainer hasn't come yet. I smiled very politely and said, Sir, the trainer is standing right in front of you. His jaw? It did a full Olympic gymnastics routine. Twist, drop, silence. Now, here's the part people don't expect. I've coached people 10, 15, even 20 years older than me. People with big titles, long careers, very, very thick experience files. And yet, when I first started speaking with authority to these people, their doubts melted like sugar in hot chai. And that is why today's episode is so close to my heart. Because if you've ever been interrupted because you are young or you look young, if you had to over explain things that you already know, If you were spoken to like a junior when you were not a junior, then I want you to listen very carefully. Because what I'm about to share, I've lived it. And it's not magic, it's communication psychology. I'll share 3 communication shifts that helped me run workshops at top tier institutions, coach senior professionals, and command respect without changing my face, without changing my clothes or my age. All right. Now, when you look much younger than your age, generally people's brains they glitch. Their internal software goes, "You look 22, but you're talking like you've been in the game for 15 years. Wait, what?" Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. When what people see doesn't match what they hear from their own brains. And when that happens, the brain feels uncomfortable. So you're a young person, your job is very simple. Help them update their mental software early, not aggressively, not arrogantly, just clearly. Here's what I do. At the start of a workshop or conversation, I casually say things like, "In the last 15 years of communication coaching, actually 30 now," or something like, "When I was training a leadership team, blah, blah, blah," or "From the 300 plus professionals I've coached so far, blah, blah, blah." Notice something? I'm not boasting. I'm not saying, "Look how amazing I am." I'm simply placing facts on the table. And that impact is instant. You can feel it because shoulders drop, people lean forward. And someone or the other thinks, "Oh, okay, she knows." This works because of something called the primacy effect. Research shows that the first information that sticks with us is the strongest. When people know your credibility upfront, because you've said it, they interpret everything you say through that lens. Even Oprah, she's my favorite, Oprah Winfrey does this subtly. She once said, "People don't listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply." So your positioning statement tells them how to listen to you. So if you look young or you are young, don't wait to be validated. Frame yourself first. I've tried it. It's worked very well for me. You try it and DM me on Insta and tell me if it worked for you as well. My handle is Communicate 101. Next shift in the next segment. I hope you got hold of strategy number 1, but this one that I'm going to share now changed my entire presence. Early in my career, I used to speak fast, partly excited, maybe I was nervous, and I also had that invisible pressure to prove that I know my stuff. I promise. But the truth is that fast talking signals nervous energy. It also gives you a junior status because it conveys uncertainty. Slow, intentional speech signals confidence, signals experience and control. There's actually neuroscience behind this. Studies on vocal authority show that people associate slower speech and pauses with leadership and competence. Even Barack Obama is famous for this. Hear any of his speeches. He pauses mid thought. Not because he forgot, but because that silence makes people lean in. I once coached a team where the CEO was sitting too. He was really mature. I mean, he was more than 20, 25 years older to me. When he first met me, I could see it, that look on his face. Is she really going to coach us? But when I started speaking slowly, grounded, delivered the material I had to, with pauses, something shifted. His posture changed. He stopped crossing his arms. He started taking notes. Same content, perfect delivery. Pauses do something extremely powerful. They tell the listener, I'm not in a hurry, I'm not seeking approval, I know where this is going. And also, pauses add age to your presence. I have personally tried this out, so you must try this out. Next time you speak, finish a sentence, pause for 2 seconds, and then continue. Watch how the room responds differently. Because silence, when used well, is the confidence that you can hear. If you want a step-by-step guide on building confidence whenever you communicate, whether it's callbacks, clients, tricky team discussions, I break it all down in my masterclass on becoming the most confident version of yourself. We dive deep into these mental shifts, exercises, and practical tips so that you can speak naturally every time you do. Because true confidence is not something that you put on. It's something that you unlock inside yourself. If you want to be notified about this masterclass, just message me directly on Insta. Message me saying masterclass update. I'll make sure you're updated. When you look young or when you are young, your language patterns matter more than you can think. When I was young, actually young, not looking young, I used to say things like, maybe we should try this. I'm not sure, but what if we could? They were very polite, harmless statements, yes. But to someone already doubting your age, this becomes a confirmation. So this strategy is subtle and deadly if ignored. Linguistics call this hedging language, and research shows how it reduces perceived authority. So I made a conscious shift. I didn't become rude. I didn't lose the warmth. I just became clear. Now, I don't say anything like, maybe we should try this. Now I say, here's what will work. Or the solution is blah, blah, blah. What we need to do next is this. The same politeness, but a different backbone. And the response? People sit up straighter. Questions, they become sharper. And trust, it arrives much faster. Author Brené Brown puts it beautifully. Clear is kind. Unclear is unkind. Declaring doesn't mean dominating. It means owning your own expertise, especially when the room already doubts your age. Finally, listen extremely carefully. If you remember one thing from this episode, let it be this. Your age is not the problem. Their perception is the problem, and your communication changes that perception. You can look 10 or 20 years younger than your age, but when you speak with authority of someone 10 or 20 years older, people trust that voice, not the face. You don't need grey hair to command respect. You need presence, you need positioning, and you need practice. I am a living proof, and so are you. Or you will be after this episode. If this resonated, share it with a friend who's tired of hearing, oh, you look too young to know this. I am Sarika Singh, and this is Communicate 101. Up until next time, speak with authority, write with clarity, and remember, your age doesn't define your credibility. Your communication does. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.